dismal outcomes. And then secondly, I wanted to talk about your opponent, Andrew Cuomo. You know, he's repeatedly said the city is in crisis, and he said New Yorkers can feel it. At one point he said, you don't need to look at a report, you don't need to look at statistics, but the crime stats are showing, as you've repeatedly said, that most crime categories is showing that crime is falling. But at the same time, you yourself have talked about feelings versus facts. I'd be interested in asking you whether you feel feelings are more important than the statistics, or are they equally important? Do you regret maybe giving in so much to the way people feel versus what the numbers are showing?
First, I don't know why you say I gave into the way they feel. Perception is reality to many people, and I think that's very important. That you never, just dismiss how people are feeling. I think that's wrong to do. I used to have this uncle. I used to say he must have been 8 feet tall, and he would shake my hand and he'll squeeze it. And I would say, Uncle Elliot, you're hurting my hand. He said, boy, that doesn't hurt you. I'm like, why are you telling me? How you going to tell me what I'm feeling? And so I would never dismiss New Yorkers, but I can see why the former governor don't want to look at reports, because, you have to look at the reports of what he did when he was governor. To Tier 6, the laws he passed that made some of our streets unsafe, what was done around mental health. There's a whole lot of things that you can look at. And so it's best to say, don't even look at reports. No, I said look at reports, because reports, if you use your report to write your stories, that tells us where we're moving forward. And so those numbers are significant of what we've done. Over 20,000 illegal guns we moved up our streets, almost 80,000 illegal vehicles moved up our streets. And so there's been some real success in what we've accomplished in this city. And what I tell the commissioner team all the time, we have to play a major role on making people feel safe as well. And it's interesting what does that. Like just interacting with the public. They walk inside the subway station. Hey, how are you, sir? How are you, ma'am? Is everything all right? Making that announcement. We have a police officer on board. We put a cop on every train during the overnight hours. And so there's some real successful things that we are doing and what we accomplish, and we're going to continue to do that. Now with the homelessness, it really blows my mind that people don't see the difference between our city and other cities. We don't have those shanty towns over our cities. I remember when I came into office, people were sleeping in the subway system, under stairs, inside the tunnels, along the highways. When I drive around the city now, it was not difficult for me to find when people were sleeping all over the place. I can't find them now. When I do my late night ride around to try to catch, are we doing our job? And so if people don't see the success we've had and not having our cities look like other cities, people cooking on the sidewalk, using the sidewalks as bathrooms, all of these things that were being done in encampments and tents, we've done a great job. The team has done an amazing job in bringing back normality. Now, the report that is used by the city council is not fairly accounting for what happens. They're saying, did the person take shelter immediately after you took down their encampment? That's just not the reality. Anyone who has done this work would tell you it takes a while to build up that trust. Sometimes people do the next day. Sometimes people get the notice that it was going to come down, and they go get the help, and they go into shelter. We took 8,000 people off our subway system that was sleeping and using our subway system as a place of reference. And so when you look at the investment, $50 million we can really invest, we should be patting ourselves on the back. I go to these other cities, and you can just Google these other cities. You don't have it here in New York, and so we're proud of what we have done, and we've done it in a humane way. There's nothing that is dignified about sleeping on the streets. I've said that before, and I'm going to continue to say it. And some of the people who are critiquing this, they were pushing back on us when we did our initiative to get people off our streets. And so that's all part of the noise. We know how good this job has been.
Hi, Mr. Mayor.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
2 questions. I
Yes.
wanted to ask first,
anxiety right now among teachers and school leaders that the Trump administration may cut funding to New York City schools. As I'm sure you know, they currently receive about